What a roller coaster that is, man. I really, I don't, I do not envy the stuff that you guys go through when it comes to that, because it's like, here it is back and forth. You don't think it's not happening. Wait, now they want you to be funny. You do all this work. Now they're testing somebody else. Your head's got to be moving at a million miles an hour, man.
You compartmentalize that aspect of it because, you won't survive.
Yeah.
And, I would ask my friends who are, they're successful in their own fields. And I would be like, how many times do you put yourself out there for like a promotion or something you really want, and there's a fear of rejection? How often do you do it like on in your job? And they were like, every 3 months, every 6 months. And I'm like, man, I'll do that 3 times a week,
Yeah.
And so you learn very quickly how to just move forward. Like, okay, move on to the next thing, move on to the next thing. I've never really actually, I've heard people like be very affected by losing roles. And I mean, everyone has their own process of mourning projects and stuff.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I've never really allowed myself to do that.
That's a good way to have it. I mean, it's like, yeah, you take it. Look, I take it on the chin. I didn't get it. I move on. Like you said, you thought you didn't get it. You moved on to the next movie, and then you just kind of keep, as you said, you have mentally or get ready for it, and things just happen if they're supposed to happen, right?
Good. I mean, how it happened, when it happened. I mean, it was like a perfect storm, because even once we shot the pilot, there was a 3-week gap. Once we shot the pilot, there's a 3-week gap where they were, I guess, they were like, okay, we're taking a 3-week break. You guys can go home. I decided to stay in Toronto because I was like, I'm setting myself up here. I want to make sure that I'm running by the time we start the second episode. But a part of me was like, oh, I'm probably going to get fired after we shot the pilot. And so
why does that? Well, let me take you back there. Why does that thought cross your brain?
Well, when I was, when I showed up and I saw everyone was so talented.
Yeah.
Everyone was so, and I was sort of the unknown coming into the show.
Mm-hmm.
I was the person that was coming from like doing a recurring role on a TV show. I had done a few films, but when you have someone like, Elliot coming in and Emmy, who had done Hamilton, and Rob Sheehan, who had done Tom, who had done Game of Thrones and Black Sails. So I'm sort of coming in and I'm like, oh, I feel like I have to prove myself. And I don't think I did a good enough job to prove myself. And also, like, when you're doing films, you get a chance to submerge yourself for like 6 weeks. And this was going to be a 6-month thing. And I felt like I wasn't grasping it so well. And I called my manager at one point in the break of the 3 weeks, and I said, hey, what are the chances of us getting off the show? Like, could we get off the show? And he was like, why? You don't like this? What's happening? And I was like, I don't know. I just feel like I just feel like it's not going to go well, And he's like, just give it some time. I can get you off the show. He said, but I just think, just give it some time. I think this is going to be really good for us.
Manager got a good Christmas gift, I'm sure.
Dude, I mean, it's funny enough. He's one of my closest friends. I mean, funny enough, we met in college when I was like 20.
Oh, really? That's awesome.
Yeah. So we've maintained a really close bond since.
That's cool.
Really smart. He was really smart to tell me to